for you guys today. We have an awesome show for you guys today. I'm super excited for you guys to be here. We got a special guest who's been in the building for the first time today. So we props our homeless tea cherry, and also she will be with us all week. So you guys, pay attention to that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, again, let's get started. Let's find out who we got in the building. So first and foremost, lady of the hour, who we got in the building? Talk to me.
Hey y'all, it's OG Muffy Johnson, and honestly, I am wearing my own matte lipstick called OG's Matte right now. This is Shorty Swing My Way.
But come on, you popping girl, got her own lipstick. Come on. I'm gonna have to buy one, put it on the dog because I don't want lipstick, but just support, put it on the dog. All right. Also, cool. So who else we got in the building? Talk to me.
Justin.
Yes, sir. Where you at?
I'm in Baltimore.
Justin in Baltimore. Look at that smile, y'all. You see that? Thank you. Thank you so much, Justin. Appreciate you. Also, who else we got in the building? Talk to me.
Here, it's your boy Rocky coming straight from the cold ass Chicago.
Looking like a tortilla wrapped up. I see you. We're sending the warmth your way. And of course, you guys, it's your boy at Troy's Music. You already know, at Troy's Music on everything. Weekes is how you spell it. Last name is Beijing. Very important. So without further ado, Miss Puff, talk to me. Where are you from?
I'm from Cleveland.
You're from Cleveland, so shout out to Cleveland in the building.
From the land.
We got some Cleveland ties in the building. So thank you for being here, representing, keeping it real. For those of you who've been paying attention to the Homos Talk Show, there's some specialty connections here with her and to the Homos Talk Show. And we'll talk about that more in her interview, so you guys better watch that. One more time, Justin studies in Baltimore. Right, Justin? I'm correct. I just want to make sure I heard that right.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Boom. Baltimore, Maryland in the building. And of course, Rocky, the Chicago authors in Chicago. Shout out to you. And of course, the boy at Troy's News in New York, as always, especially in Harlem, where I'm from always. And I'm actually in Harlem today. Guys know I moved. So shout out to myself being back home. You feel me? But let's kick things off and let's get moving to our Homos Tea and let's get things right to it. You guys know how we do Homos Tea today. We got 4 topics and our Homos Tea topics. We're gonna run through each topic. Give me your opinion in a couples. Tell us how you feel, and then we'll keep it moving. We want to spill the tea for the people out here in the world of homos land. So let's do this. So first off, first topic is via Deadline.com. Director Jesse Smollett he gives his directorial debut in B-Boy Blues. So what's I want to know from you guys? How does this B-Boy Blues visual debut make you feel? Any expectations? Were there any Q+ books that impacted your childhood in any way? Because Aaron's mom was a huge reader, and with her library, she had some Elin Harris books. If you guys don't know Elin Harris, he was a big LGBTQ writer. I actually read some of his books as well. So he remembers being attracted to the fine men on the covers, but he never had the courage to actually read the books. He was scared to read them. But hopefully you worked your way around to it. But how does this make you feel? If you have any expectations about it? And were there any Q books that impacted your childhood? So I'll start off with myself. Definitely Elin Harris. I don't really read a lot of LGBTQ books because this wasn't my thing. But I did find out about Elin Harris in high school, and I definitely did read some Elin Harris books. I thought that was pretty cool that this is out there for us to read and feel a part of. So shout out to Elin Harris. I know when he passed away, it was so sad. We all remember that. But how does this whole B-Boy Blues visual debut make me feel? Jesse Smollett, he's, did this, things happen, right? People make mistakes. That's life. It is what it is. I didn't see the actual visual itself. I just read the article about it. And it's said to be pretty huge. And, Jesse Smollett had already been making movies because he has his own company in regards to that company that he works with. So I feel like, hey, if you can make a revamp in something, in your life and make a change, let that man be. He already did what he did. It happened. It already hurt his career. But I'm expecting if you're going to bring something out, Jesse, bring the big guns. Make it happen. It's being shot here in New York via the article. So it's going to be supposed to be huge. Got a nice budget and it's supposed to be huge. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm expecting you to, make people forget about what you did before, remember what you did now. How about that? I think that's what's important, especially in today's society, all that's been going on. Show us, everything going straight to Netflix anyway. Bring us, show us what you got. We ain't got to go to movies and waste money and go buy popcorn and all that. We can see it right at the house for $20 for the whole family. So shout out to you for, not letting people get you down and making a comeback. Just make the comeback worth it. Period. And that's that's my opinion on that. I'm gonna go move things along. For this one, I'm gonna start with the lady of the hour, being that she's in the building and she's a lady. Let's start with you, OG. Talk to me. What do you think about this whole thing?
I'm actually pretty excited, and a lot of people probably won't get why I would be this excited. As a creative, I feel like I think Jussie Smollett gets it. When he does this, he gets it. I think that his role that he played in Empire, he got it. And whether he lied or he did not lie in the situation, like he's a very creative, expressive person. So I'm excited to see what he does with the actual movie itself. And then also, I love a good redemption story too. So hopefully he redeems himself with this. Like, I don't want to be let down about it. Because, I mean, his family is very talented. Like, very, very, very talented. And I hope that he doesn't become a Devo about the situation. I hope he accepts all creative criticism and work from all parties, like not even people that's a part of production. I hope he's talking to his sister about it. I hope he's talking to his celebrity friends just to have them like give input. And I hope he's taking that and to produce something worth watching.
Come on now, talk about it. I like that. Give it to me, just like that. Thank you so much. Awesome, cool. All right, cool. So I'm gonna kick into Justin right now. See, Justin's heading down his head, and he's into the conversation. So Justin, what do you think about the People Blues visual making a debut? Do you have any expectations? Any books inspired you when you were a kid? Talk to me.
Actually, B-Boy Blues was actually something that inspired me. I also read Elaine Harris's books too. One of my favorite Elaine Harris's books is What Becomes of the Broken Hearted. So I know about that. As far as Jussie Smollett is concerned, okay, yeah. As far as the news and the words that have been spoken about him, I would like to see where he goes with his creativity. I just hope that with the way that America is when it comes to stigmas or when it comes to word of mouth things, they'll be less judging on that end, thinking about what happened before.
I feel you on that. I'm hoping so. Like I said before, I'm hoping that this can be so good we forget about what you did before and focus on what you're doing now. I think that that's the most important. Yeah, awesome, cool. So just make sure, keep in mind that if you're not talking, keep your mics on mute, just so we can keep the flow going real smooth. And so we're gonna move right along to Rocky. Rocky, talk to me. How does the B-Boys visual make you feel? You have any expectations? Any books inspired you as a kid? A few books. Talk to me.
I really don't know too much about the Elaine Harris books and stuff. I guess I was just out of the weird kid. But as far as Jussie, he came out to Chicago and he fucked himself up. You know what I mean? All that extra bull and all that stuff. But does that mean that he cannot bounce back? There's so many people in our, especially Black people, why do we always be like, oh, they're canceled? And then expect for them not to be able to come back because they still got to make money. We just be so quick to blackball them. Now, because of the whole change, I really stopped watching Empire. So I really don't watch Empire like that.
Ouch, you put them all under the gate because of him?
Well, no, it's just, it was just so much going on. And then I was into other stuff, watching other stuff,
Okay, so much more important.
I lost interest, I will say that. But as far as him having to come back, hey, he got to make his money. He got to do what he can do. He's a mistake. I mean, he made a mistake.
I get it. I'm sorry. That was. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, my bad. So no, he made a mistake, and he has every right to bounce back. But it's what you do with your comeback.
That's why I keep saying this.
And be humble.
So good, we forget about what you did.
Nose. Can't become up that's not nose. You got to have humble pie because you still in the grinder.
Mm-hmm. You still on the ground. You ain't got that big time money just yet. You still need the public. So stay humble. Got it. Awesome. All right, cool. So we're gonna move things along to our next topic on our Homos Tea. And this is via Showbiz cheat sheet. Mariah Carey's former group Allure are pissed at her for leaving them out of her memoir. They look back at their career. So if you were Mariah Carey, what else would you say to this New York City-based 90s R&B group, Allure, who was upset for not being included in Mariah's memoir, even though they were the first group signed to Mariah's Crave record label, which was developed with Mariah and her then husband, Tommy Mottola? So facts about them: the record label itself, Crave, was open from 1997 to 1998. 1 year. Got it? You here? Cool. Other Crave Records groups were actually mentioned though in the memoir. Allure was formed in LaGuardia High School in the early 90s, and Aaron Zaire was the program producer of the theater operations at LaGuardia at the time. He does remember the group. Hey, come on, shout out to your dad. He still got connections. I'm just kidding. So Allure, they had a Billboard Top 5 hit with All Cried Out, reaching 112. And Mariah actually said that one of the group members assaulted her, but the group actually denied that. The album Butterfly was released in 1997. So doing all this time and all these things was happening. So they're really pissed. So if you Mariah Carey, what else would you say to this group? I mean, I don't know why, to be honest. I don't really, I remember the song, but I don't really remember a lot about them. And like I said, I'm doing Behind the Doors. I think that it's important that any little side of your name, any side of your name being said in anything now, especially if you had a one-hit wonder back then, it could definitely bring you to light right now in a different way. Look what Universal did for Monica and Brady. A lot of young, millennials didn't know who they were, and now they knew, so maybe they like mad because they missed their spotlight. So hopefully them being mad sort of puts them out there. I don't know. Use that mad stuff to get y'all out there somehow. I'll be mad too if we were the first artist signed, but clearly, at some point, maybe this disagreement between Mariah and them caused this, and she felt some type of way about that. The record label ended when they broke up. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Oh, well, that makes sense. Wow, it's lasted 1 year. Yeah, maybe, he was, I'm not gonna even say that, allegedly doing something with one of these girls. Who knows? I don't know. But maybe when they put their hands on Mariah, they touched her the wrong way, rubbed her the wrong way, and the diva was mad. And she just said, hey, I'm not gonna mention them in my book, in my memoir. And that's what happened. So I'm sorry y'all mad. Y'all should just go out here and use that madness and create some buzz from it. Use the buzz you got about being mad and create something from it. Because clearly she didn't put your name in there to give y'all the buzz that you might have needed. So use that buzz the best way you can and go ride the train. I'm gonna go to Justin because I see Justin shaking his head to this too. So Justin, if you was Mariah, what would you say to them? Don't forget to take us off from Digo. What would you say?
Darling, you are still my lambs. Why must you lambs not think that you're not part of Mariah? Darling.
That was good. Okay. Got you. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that. Definitely, I didn't expect that. Oh, you definitely gave us some variety. So I didn't expect that. I'm gonna go to Rocky real fast because I see that she's ready. So I'm gonna go to Rocky. I'm waiting, OG. Give me a second. I'm gonna go to Rocky. Rocky, if you know Mariah Carey, what would you say to this group about not being in the memoir?
Well, being Mariah Carey, she's absent-minded anyway. She don't know nobody. I don't know her. She probably just say, I don't know her. So if I was her and just going by what she usually says, I don't know her, and just keep on moving.
Oh, you think she'd be like, who's that? Tell me your name again. We met where and we did what? Well, she can't say that they were signed to her label. She can't pull that. They were signed to the label. Even if you ain't see the paperwork, that's your husband, you was involved. You can't say you don't know him. But okay, I get what you're saying. All right, I'm gonna give you that, Rocky. I'm gonna let you have that. Okay, I'm gonna move on to OG. OG, tell me, what do you have to say about this confusing Mariah?
Ciao. Allure needs to have several seats. Like literally, like everybody can go on this journey with you. And like it's a memoir about Mariah Carey, not about when Mariah Carey had a label that Allure was on that produced one fucking song. Like, fuck out of here. Like, listen, child, I'm going to the top, and there's a bunch of people I ain't gonna mention. So fight me. My favorite line is who gonna be my ass. Who said what happened? My name ain't OG for no reason. I will walk, even if I do know you, I walk past you like, no, they're nothing. Like, I literally have like, I feel Mimi. I feel her. Shit. God damn it, it's Mariah goddamn Carey. You had one song. You had one fucking song.
One song.
I can see if Nick was like, oh, she ain't mentioned me. But come on now. Like, Allure really, like, no, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. So I'm gonna have several.
He still have several. Listen, I ain't even mad. Well, thank you so much, OG. That was a good one. All right, cool. So we're gonna move along to number 3 for our third topic of today, brought to us by Oxygen. Man allegedly gunned down mother of his child while disguised in blackface and fake beard. And man that's allegedly done this is done, but they're saying allegedly is a white man dressed up again, blackface and a fake beard. So Aaron's request piece notes that the article the use of allegedly and maybe for this murder many times. Okay, so the fact that the 30-year-old fellow millennial felt that dressed up in blackface was an efficient means to end to commit this heinous murder really makes Aaron feel that racism and hate are still in the hearts of many. How are we making progress away from the racism that seems to be a vicious generational cycle? How are we making progress? How are we making progress? Well, I guess the Black Lives Movement was a step in the right direction for progress, because we stopped sitting around and stopped sitting on our asses and making things actually happen. But even with that, you saw people disguising themselves with blackface and banging up stuff that we weren't doing, causing more problems than need to be necessary. You know what I'm saying? So clearly, the progress that we're making, are we making any progress? I mean, I don't know. Maybe one of y'all can help enlighten me what y'all got to say about this, and maybe I can come back to it and end it with something else. But I do feel like Aaron said that the racism is still in the hearts of many, because especially now, like I saw a video on Instagram where a lady being mad because the person had on a Black Lives Matter mask. You is so mad because somebody had on a Black Lives Matter mask. White lady was mad, y'all. She made a whole video with her. I'm like, this don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, so are we making progress? I don't know. With the way the internet is set up and the way all this, foolishness is just easily put out into the world and made into something else, I don't know. I really don't know. I would love to hear what y'all got to say on this, and maybe you guys can enlighten me a little bit better. But I do feel like the racism is still in the hearts of many, and I don't know if we're making any progress. Maybe we're taking steps back with all the Karens and the Kevins and all this other foolishness. Now, mad of a Black Lives Matter mask. I'm gonna go to Rocky on this one, starting with Rocky, Sir Rocky. Okay. It's okay. I already did it. I'm gonna go to Rocky. Let me start with you. Talk to me about this. You feel like we're making any progress?
Progress where? Progress where? When you still are pulling this Jim Crow bullshit, doing blackface and all this other stuff. And then I'm thinking, what was your purpose of dressing in blackface and a beard to imitate a black man to kill, this your wife? Mm-hmm. Right? So what was you trying to do? You was trying to...
The mother of his child. We don't say wife, say mother. So mother of his child.
Mother, baby mama. But it's just, I just don't understand the concept. Was he going to use a black man and try to throw it on him or something? I had to think a little further about that, because why would a Caucasian man, and his wife is Caucasian, correct? Mm-hmm. And you dress blackface and you dress the beard, so you're trying to imitate a dark-skinned black man, and then you thought you wasn't gonna get caught. I mean,
the time we living in now with Black Lives Matter, he's thinking maybe it's a black man that did it. So, make it easier to say that it wasn't him, like you said. Maybe that was his thought. With all black people being killed anyway, what's another one?
It was a plot. So, I mean, I think that he had something. It was well thought out, but then it was dumb as fuck. Because my thing is, what you can't imitate us. This is real melanin here. So what the fuck? I don't understand why people want to dress blackface for. You know what I mean? It's right. I know y'all want to be so hard to be like us, but I mean, you can't imitate. You can tan, you can blackface, whatever. You cannot imitate us. You don't even have our swag, our dialect, how we talk.
I'm gonna try.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna try always, Some witnesses said that there was a black man. Clearly, that's why they were saying that it was working, because some witnesses stated that they saw it was a black man. So he almost got away with it, I guess, but clearly it's still allegedly, so we're still seeing. That's what the article says. So thank you, Rocky. We're gonna go over to Miss OG on this one. Talk to me. Queen of y'all, Miss OG. What do you think about this? Do you think we're making progress?
First and foremost, no, I do not think that we're making progress. I do not think that we will begin to make progress until we ourselves start holding ourselves accountable. And then also, I don't think that we'll start to make progress unless the world starts holding each other accountable. I had a conversation with a girl via Facebook the other day, and it was a white woman, and she felt the need that she did not have to apologize for the times of slavery and all of my people being lynched because she was the one back. She wasn't the one alive back then that was doing the lynching, or she didn't have any slaves. And her quote unquote, her words was that my mama ain't had no slaves and neither did I. And I was just like, so you still don't feel as if like you owe us an apology? Like we were once kings and queens and y'all turned us into slaves. So it's just like, how do you expect us to want to move forward with knowing that all of these things are still constantly happening? Like
right.
It's still constantly happening. Like if it's not lynching, if it's not killing us, it's constantly like there should be no reason why Ice Cube had to go to the Democratic Party and also the fucking Republican Party to form ways to make the Black Lives Better. Like it's like, to me, I don't understand how people don't see how crazy that is, that this plan needs to be put in place for one specific race to have equal rights. Like the point that this is even happening is just like, why is nobody was like, well, damn, why we gotta do all that? Why can't we just be equal from the jump? Like, that's bananas to me. And as far as the guy dressing blackface, honestly, like, y'all gonna be so mad that I'm saying this, but I wish I would have thought of some shit like that. Like, cause he could have got hit, as you said, like the people in the room was like, oh my God, like it was a black man. Like, what if I had the opportunity to murder my ex as a white woman and a white woman get blamed for me? Absolutely, I'm doing it. Absolutely. That bitch is out of here. That bitch is gone. Dead. R.I.P. I'll be at the funeral like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened to her. Knowing it was me the whole time. Get out of here. So that's the only thing I have about that. I hate when people have better ideas than me and I don't think about it. I'm like, damn it, I ain't thinking that first.
Okay. Oh, I love it. You something else, girl. Something else. I love it. Thank you for that. Thank you. I get it though. When somebody thinks about it first, you're like, God damn it, what was that? What was I? All right, cool. Last one, I'll leave Justin. Talk to me. What do you think about? Do you think we're making any progress towards racism and its vicious generational cycle?
Okay. So I think as far as blackface is concerned, I don't like blackface. I've never liked blackface. Like, to be established in anything that we do at any time. We are trying to exhibit what and how the culture has changed from it. I will say that I don't like the whole Uncle Ben's and the Aunt Jemima thing. We've been doing it for years. So now why are we getting mad now about it? As far as Black Lives Matter is concerned, Black Lives Matter to me is, as far as concerned, I think all lives matter. Yes, they do blame Black people for everything. I understand that. I'm not like blind to it, and I believe in it, but it takes more than just Black people, and there are Black people out here that have destroyed stuff and put on blackface and all that stuff, and did more than what we were trying to do. You ever seen that episode on Good Times when the parents came, when Michael was getting a roommate and it was a white girl, and how the white parents react when they came into a Chicago show? They walked up, they actually apologized to Michael about Cootie. Like, to me, white people are trying to, but they do the worst things to connect. And then you also do have people that they act like connecting, but they're not really connecting. They're just putting on a facade so that they can just to be destructive. It's more so an open thing where people just want to be destructive.
Gotcha.
Plus, also, I don't like the fact that as far as being a Black man, I want my Black business to thrive. I don't want to have to one day come to my business after a riot and see flash everywhere. burn down my area. Don't burn down my business. Businesses.
Yeah,
that keeps it down. So
I even saw some guys who elderly black man who was fighting for his business who ended up getting shot because of it. Somebody was trying to steal a TV. I think we talked about it on the show. I'm not sure. He was trying to get a TV. They were trying to steal a TV from him, looting. He was trying to protect his business, and they shot him. Neighborhood, local business. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, sad. So thank you. Thank you for that.
5-second interjection, if you don't mind.
Who's the Rocky? Yeah, go ahead.
That's me. So I wanted to respond to you, OG, about people. Like, I have a friend that's Caucasian, and we had talked about it or whatnot. A few people, I haven't got family members that, like, sometimes the family members we don't get it, but my one friend, she got it is because she's being proactive, speaking out about it. If we can get our other people to stand against the racism and speak out against it. If you have black friends and you really adore us, you really care about us, you really try to understand, speak out against it. Don't be quiet. I've seen too many people quiet, and I'm just like, I'm surprised you're not saying anything. But then the ones I'm surprised that I would never thought would say anything, they speak it out. And I had to applaud them for that.
Right. Yeah, but that's what like what OG was saying. Like, you're absolutely right. It's good that we speak up and we don't continue to allow those things to happen. We say what's up, say what it is. So thank you guys for that. We have one more topic for Homo's Tea. And for those of our viewers out there who were watching last week's episode, we talked about this last week. But Aaron, in editing the episode, got some different views. So this topic is Kiki Tea, Tea for a Key. This is from TMZ's last week work writings. This is part 2. So after watching the episode again, like I said, Aaron made some adjustments and realized, I felt differently about the bride. So there was 3 things he said. First thing he said was this. She said, it's time to do it or get out, which means Aaron thinks he's living in her place. Number 2, she said that put a ring on it. She said that he put the ring on her finger 2 years ago. And number 3 was this. He asked her to step outside and she agreed. Aaron felt that she had more negotiating power in the store, but when she agreed to step outside, he might have been able to successfully delay the wedding yet again. What do we think about this, team? What do we think about this? Who do we think she's married to now? So again, I watched it and I thought that was pretty, hey, after all this time of being with somebody, and you got to give them an ultimatum. If you even got to go that far to make it happen, then they ain't the one for you. But hey, if you've been with them and you know they're the one, then you love them, then you do what you got to do. And she did it. Is she married to this man? I don't know. If she had to go to the top and go chase after him just to get him, and then she came outside like, Anime, shut that shit up and go outside. And she went outside. Nothing wrong with her going outside. Respect the job. I still got to work, girl. You still got to pay these bills. Yeah. Basically, I mean, I heard that he had put the ring on 2 years ago. I don't disagree with, hey, she ready to get married. They haven't talked about this too long. I just think she did it for the camera because she wanted to be viral. Maybe they got some money from it, to get the wedding popping if they actually had it. But, he was living with her clearly, saying, do it or get out. Clearly, he had to be living in her house. So I hope that he didn't do it to stay. And then he did it to really marry this woman because he really wanted to do it. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I hope that they did get married to go through all of this, maybe, and then post the wedding now. We want to see it. Now we're excited. We're interested because we're invested now. Especially us. We've been talking about it 2 weeks now. So if they had the wedding or did get married, give us an update if y'all watching our show. Let us know. We would love to know more about this, about this situation. But I'm gonna go to OG. OG, talk to me. What do you think about the home? Did you take a look at the video? Did you check it out?
Yes, what did you think? I saw the video. And I, coming from someone, I'm very dramatic. Anybody that knows me that will tell you guys, like, Muff is dramatic as ever. And I come off very abrasive. I'm very demanding, and I'm self-centered as well. So, with that right. With that being stated, like, she just, I could see myself doing some shit like that. Like, just being just over the top just for no goddamn reason. Like, I've almost propose to someone on an impulse. Like, I almost literally flew to Vegas with my ex. We weren't even together at the time. She had been dumped me, but I was just like, oh, we were meant to be together. I was about to fly to Vegas and propose to this girl.
Well, we're glad you didn't do that, huh?
Huh?
We're glad you didn't do that, huh?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't do that. Like, because child, I definitely would have been in jail if I would have did that. Because I'm sure she would have said no, and then I would have had to kill her. So
you would have dressed up like a white lady and kill her. I
think that's why he asked her to come outside, because he knew his woman. He knew shit was gonna get real. So he was like, babe, let's go ahead and just go outside off camera.
Too much stuff to throw around in there. Too much stuff she could have busted upside the head.
Listen, I also feel as if like she should have not done that at his job, because she could have potentially fucked up their bad. However, I hope that wasn't his only job. Even, you know what, Target did raise their minimum wage though. Maybe he was making some good money at Target. But anywho, I feel as if she should have did it like it would have had more like sting if she would have did it like on a bros night, like all in front of his friends and shit. Like that's some shit I do, like kick in, slap this, bust out.
Well, y'all playing PlayStation winner? Okay.
Listen, I'd have walked him right to the PS5 aisle, like, "Are you see this? You want it? Give me a wedding."
Let me show you something. Come here. I got
right quick.
Listen, look, don't mess with OG Muff now, because she's gonna bring the heat. She very dramatic and she don't play. All right now, let me see you on the commercial on Target somewhere. Let me see you on World Star.
You will. I'm pretty sure at some point you'll probably be like, see something about me that I did.
She said it. She said it was gonna be it. Oh Lord. All right, Muff. Hold on. I want to see you on World Star. Okay. I'm gonna move things over to Justin. Justin, talk to me. What do you think about it? Hopefully you saw the video if you didn't get a chance to. You know, if that happened to you, showed up like, marry me now, get out. You know, what do you think about this?
Okay, so as far as getting married and getting out and all this other stuff, first of all, I'm not living in the house with in your apartment, and you're not living in mine. We're gonna get an apartment that's equal. We got to be on an equal level on everything, because I can't have you living with me in my place, because you're probably gonna think, oh, I'm gonna throw you out or something when I get mad, or I'm gonna do something to you while I'm in mine.
Right, we all been there, done that, right?
And then in your house, I'm gonna feel a certain way about living in your house. Probably, you know, there are certain people out there that are like so over people's stuff. So for me, it has to be something plain, something on a certain level, so that we both can work towards something big together. So it's not one thing. Going over the top, I mean, you only live once, but at the same time too, I mean, love is forever. So, I mean, I don't know. For me, I feel like I would rather I wouldn't have a court wedding. I wouldn't have like a big, huge, explicit wedding, but more so, I would want to have a wedding where it's just comfortable.
Gotcha. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, nothing wrong with that at all. I totally, I'm with you on that. All right, cool. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you. And last but not least for this homos topic, and then I'll give you guys a rundown on what we did. Sir Rocky, talk to me, Rocky. You know, we talked about this last week. You know, even though given the circumstances of what Aaron said about he'll probably living with her, and you know, what else he said, living with her, and he asked her to step outside. She agreed. Talk to me. What do you think?
I think there was probably some communication issues and some change. Maybe her delivery was kind of harsh. Maybe she probably belittled him, or, you know, whatever. And or she probably saw him do something. I mean, it's so many variables to it. So she came out like a goon, was just like, motherfucker, you gonna marry me today, damn it.
Motherfucker, you go marry me.
You go marry me. But no, he probably was just like, okay, you really trying to pull it. Okay, you're not going to embarrass me. Let me take you to the side. You know what I mean? Because maybe he's not emotionally available or something. Maybe it's something missing. She's not getting that void filled. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he may be stubborn, and he's like, I'm not going to let you talk to me that way. I mean, I've been in relationships like that, where people, you got the stubborn one, and you got the one that's very dominant. And I don't mind telling motherfuckers, hey, look, because I'm not going to waste my time. Mm-hmm. You know, why you here? You playing around. And then if you, I'm gonna say this without using the N word, but if you are a live-in motherfucker, I wanted to say the other word. Shit, she probably got, doing more than him and all this other stuff. She's sick of his shit, and she's like, nigga, I said it. You need to step it up, level up, something.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, I agree. Like, if you're living in someone's house, well, it should be more like Justin said. Let's do it equally. Let's have an understanding, because been there, done that. When you live in somebody's house and they get mad and try to put you out. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like being able, like, I would never do that just because I'm mad, because I feel like, that's just you in the moment. Like, don't do that, because you can put them out and something happen and they lose their life because you put them out in the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that it's ever okay to get mad enough to, especially if you're with someone. I don't care whose name's on the list. We together. So let's figure this out if it's not working, so that we both can be beneficial. Like, I need to leave. Clearly, I know it's yours. Hey, give me 3 months. Figure it out. But don't be like being vicious. And because my mother always told me, don't listen to somebody you don't want done to you. So I'm always going to do that. I wouldn't be vicious to do that unless you're threatening my life or doing something crazy. But at the end of the day,
Can I interject right quick?
Come on, throw yourself in there.
I feel like when she said do it or get out, I don't feel like she meant like get out her house. But even if she did, that woman, you proposed to her 2 years ago. Was it just for play? Just like, what the fuck did you put this ring on my finger for? Like, if we wasn't gonna get married. So it's just like, I think that's where she was just coming from. And even if he felt like he wasn't ready to take that step, then you should have never asked her to marry you, because you ask somebody to marry you because you're gonna get married. And it's just like, you about to have me sitting around here till I'm fucking 90 trying to get married because you want to work at Target.
You in or you out?
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just feel like, to close this out, I feel like it's important to understand and know, like, there is no time limit when it comes to marriage, right? So we don't know the backstory on, like, maybe he's saving up. That's why he at Target to take care of the marriage. You know what I'm saying? To make sure he can save up. So I feel like she could be rushing because she want to be married now, because she wants to. Her friends are pressuring her, her family's pressuring her. Pressure's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? She could be pressured to, like, when y'all get married, when y'all get married, when y'all get married, when y'all get married. Homeboy, like, I'm trying to be a man, do it right, hold on to the money, make sure we good so we can have what we need. So sometimes people make impulse decisions like that. I think that's a little bit rational. So I think that, it's just, we don't know the backstory. We weren't there, we don't live in their house. But you know what I'm saying? I definitely understand where you're coming from, OG. So yeah, so without further ado, we had hold on one second, guys. Hold on. There one more thing I need to talk about. Make sure I can see. How long is it a reasonable engagement? Oh, you want to know that? Excuse me. Let me go back. A reasonable engagement. I mean, I don't think nobody. Okay, we have to be real. So let's be realistic. A reasonable engagement to me is maybe 3 years. 3 years, 3.5 years is a good enough time to be engaged, and to me, is a reasonable engagement. To me, the shortest time engagement, sure, you need to be engaged for a year. Give it 1 year. You engage for a year, things are still going great. Let's continue to think about the wedding. And the longest time, 5 years. If you still engaged after 5 years, then you ain't getting married. You're already married, damn near, in Virginia law. So yeah, that's the longest and the shortest and the longest. But reasonable to me is 3.5 years. So shortest, longest, and most reasonable. OG, talk to me. Shortest, longest, and reasonable. And when it comes to engagement.
I feel like a year. I mean,
shortest.
That's my answer, period. A year.
A year in general.
I feel like, and I can only say this personally about myself. I personally don't know if marriage is for me, and I don't know whether or not I want to get married ever. So if I ever do get to the point where I do say yes to an engagement, then I would have been with you and put in years. Like when I told you I wanted to fly to Vegas to propose to my ex, like we were off and on for 8 years. So like that's how I knew, like, yeah.
Way too long. It's
right.
about that time. Got it.
Right.
Okay, got it.
So like if I do get to the point where like my partner feels comfortable enough to propose to me, or I feel comfortable enough to propose to my partner, then we would have had to have been together for a while. So I feel as if like after I say yes to I will marry you, or you say yes to you would marry me, then we have a year. And then I would give it at the max 2.5 years. After that, like we need to be, a wedding needs to happen immediately. And I'm actually okay with getting hitched too. So that's why I don't have like a really long longevity of like an engagement, because I feel it's
you cool with going to Vegas or
I'm
going
definitely cool with getting hitched.
to the
like,
city hall.
I don't need all
Got it,
that.
okay. All right. No disrespect. Got it. I'm down with it. Justin, talk to me. Shortest, longest, and most reasonable for you when it comes to engagement time.
So, okay. My shortest, as far as shortest engagement, in general, I would say about a year. Muff on that year. As far as longest, being that I just got separated, we were together for 4 years, and I happened to put my knee on the ground within that first year. I would say about 4 to 5 years as well. And it's only for me because I need to make sure that what I'm driving down the street does not break down.
Okay, now. So, excuse me. Rocky, talk to me. Shortest, longest, and most reasonable time when it comes to engagement.
I would say shortest, maybe 3 years. That's if your bond is tight. Maybe about 5 years. 5 or 6 for the engagement. Because I mean, what I've learned is people have alternative motives. You can be around somebody for a year or two, and they still ain't showing you everything. They may change it up on you. You know what I mean? So the way relationships are today is almost like you pulling tug of war the whole time. So it's just like, okay, I mean, if the bond is solid, okay, cool, maybe about 3 to 5 years. But sometimes you still gotta
excuse me,
look side eye of it. Hold on, because people they have these alternative motives. You know what I mean? They act for so long.
Yep. That's why I tell you, don't do that to me. Don't come out of bag on me, because I'm gonna leave you right there where you stand at. You better be yourself from day one, because that's who I'm gonna be. And if you ain't, it's fine, because it's gonna be shown. You can't pretend forever. And the moment them covers come off, the mask come off, baby, you're gonna be looking like Boo Boo the Fool, like you do underneath that mask. So I get it. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for that. We can finally wrap up Homos Tea. We still have to get to our main topic. So let's start back from the beginning. For those of you tuning in, may have come in the middle or may want to know what we were talking about. Topic 1 today was from Deadline.com in regards to Jussie Smollett making his directorial debut with B-Boy Blues. And so basically what we asked you was this: how do you feel about the B-Boy Blues visual debut? And also, if you have any expectations, as well as were there any Q+ books that impacted your childhood in any way? Aaron's mom was a huge reader, and she read Elin Harris books. And Aaron, of course, was attracted to the fine men. Of course, I gotta say it like he was saying, the fine men on those book covers. But he always scared to actually ask to read one, so he never read it. Hopefully, he read it as an adult, but as a kid, he didn't. So that's topic number 1. Topic number 2, we talked about Mariah Carey's former group Allure, and them being pissed about her leaving them out of her memoir. And so we're going to look back at their career. If you were Mariah Carey, what else would you say to this New York-based 90s R&B group Allure, who was upset for not being involved and not being included in Mariah's memoir, even though they were the first group signed to Mariah's Crave record label, which was developed with her and her husband, then at that time, husband Tommy Mottola. So I'm just reading a couple facts. Crave Records was open from 1997 to 1998, 1 year. When they ended the relationship, that's when the record label ended. I wouldn't want to be signed to that kind of foolishness. That's kind of crazy. But there were the other Crave artists that were mentioned in her memoir. Allure, they were formed in 1990. They were formed in LaGuardia High School here in New York in the early 90s. And Aaron's dad was actually a program producer and a theater operator at LaGuardia at the time. He actually does remember the group still. They had a top 5 hit with All Cried Out on Billboards, top 5 hit on the Billboards with 112. She said that one of the group members allegedly assaulted her. That's what Mariah said. And so maybe that's what the reason why. We don't know. We want to know what your opinion is. Let us know in the comments below. Topic number 3 was from via Oxygen, was a man allegedly gunned down the mother of his child while disguised in blackface and a fake beard. If you read the article, we'll put it out there for you guys to take a look at. If you guys read the article, there are notes made to the article being using the words allegedly and maybe. when it comes to him being the killer. So you got to please check that out if you read the article. It's really there. It's for you to see. Look how they did this. Media, just so you know. So the fact that this 31-year-old fellow millennial felt dressing up in blackface was an efficient means to the end to commit his heinous murder really makes Aaron feel that racism and are still in the hearts of many here in America today. So the question was, how are we making progress away from the racism that seems to be a vicious generational cycle? And the last thing we talked about was the Kiki T for a Key, which was last week. If you guys paid attention, we were talking about a wedding that was put out from TMZ when a lady storming the Target and told her husband, "You need to marry me now." And then he said, "Can we go outside?" And they went outside. But anyway, Aaron replayed it after doing editing and realized 3 things that the wife said, the bride had said. He was like, "I'm on her side right now." She said 3 things. One, she said, it's time to do it or get out, which means Aaron thinks he was living in her place. 2, she said that he put a ring on her finger almost 2 years ago. And 3, he asked her to step outside and she agreed. So Aaron felt that she had more negotiating power in the store, but when she agreed to step outside, he might have been able to successfully delay the wedding yet again. So we want to know what you guys think. Who do you think she's married to now? Please comment, subscribe, boom. And then let us know in the bottom what you guys think. And again, we out here, Homos Talk Show, doing it. We on iHeartRadio, we on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple, Amazon, all that good stuff. You guys can find us. Please check it out. And check us out. We're here. But most importantly, please follow and let us know what you think. So we're going to switch things over now and get ready for our main topic of the day.